Hey, Caitlin, you're a pretty good basketball player, but you make it from here.
Jason, show them how you make it rain from downtown.
Can you hit it from here, Caitlin?
Oh!
Yep, baller! Bet you can't do that, Caitlin.
Anyone else?
Nike had the golden opportunity to launch Caitlin Clark's signature shoe years ago when the excitement was building. They chose not to. They could have rushed a release when the buzz was at its absolute loudest, riding the wave of unprecedented hype. But they passed on that too, deliberately. The delay wasn't confusion, second-guessing, or corporate oversight. It was cold, calculated strategy. Nike wasn't sitting around waiting to see if Caitlin Clark would become something special. They already knew she was exceptional. They were waiting for something far more powerful. The moment when the entire sports landscape would already know it too, when her dominance would be undeniable. When Nike finally unveiled the From Anywhere commercial, the reaction was immediate and explosive. This didn't come across like a routine endorsement deal or a temporary stand-in campaign. Everything about it felt meticulously planned, strategically timed. The ad aired on Christmas Day, placed directly alongside NFL and NBA broadcasts, the most premium advertising real estate in sports. That slot isn't casually given to developing names or experimental bets. That space is exclusively reserved for athletes who carry serious cultural weight. That placement alone answered a question fans had been desperately asking for almost 2 years.
Nike has not done one thing to promote her. We have not seen any commercials, we have not seen any ads, we have not seen any Caitlin Clark merchandise, and we for sure as hell have not seen
Nike held the most influential player in women's basketball, and arguably the most recognizable figure in all of women's sports under contract. Yet, shockingly, nothing major surfaced for months. No commercials flooding primetime television. No billboard campaigns dominating major cities. No Caitlin Clark merchandise flying off shelves. And fans certainly hadn't seen what they were craving, most a signature shoe release like other elite athletes received. Nobody outside Nike's inner circle believed these calculated moves would fundamentally reshape Nike's future trajectory. Meanwhile, at the exact same time, Caitlin Clark, the one athlete with the undeniable power to move culture and generate massive revenue, remained without a full public rollout. The silence was deafening, and it was driving people crazy. When Nike introduced the distinctive Double C logo in early 2025, it didn't satisfy the restless audience or calm the speculation. A logo alone doesn't signal true dedication or long-term commitment. A preview doesn't confirm trust or validate expectations. People were desperately waiting for something tangible, something real they could touch and wear. This commercial wasn't designed just to sell a product or move units. It was strategically meant to establish status, to cement Caitlin's position in the pantheon. Christmas Day has always been reserved for athletes who define entire generations.
Guys.
Even the format of the ad was deliberate and loaded with meaning. The structure deliberately echoed one of Nike's most legendary campaigns in history, calling back to Michael Jordan and Larry Bird, competing in their iconic game of horse stacking, impossible shots with quiet confidence and competitive swagger. Nike recreated that exact same competitive energy, that same aura of greatness, with Caitlin Clark as the centerpiece, without ever explicitly calling her the greatest. They didn't need to say it out loud. The comparison spoke for itself. That kind of connection is never accidental. Most casual viewers watched the ad once and kept scrolling through their feeds, but Nike layered it with signals and Easter eggs meant specifically for people who truly paid attention, who lived and breathed Caitlin's journey. Lisa Bluter, her college coach, appears precisely at the 22-second mark, matching Clark's iconic number, standing on the exact floor spot where Caitlin broke the NCAA all-time scoring record. That detail wasn't random placement or coincidence. It was Nike quietly saying, "We remember where this story began. We were paying attention the whole time." Those carefully crafted moments weren't designed for casual viewers killing time. They were built specifically for diehard fans who followed every step, every game, every milestone along the way. And those fans noticed everything. On the surface, the message feels deceptively simple. Caitlin can shoot from anywhere. Logo range, half court, with defenders fading helplessly into the background. Distance doesn't matter. She's got unlimited range. But underneath that surface-level message, the meaning runs far deeper and more profound. You can come from anywhere and still make it. A small town in Iowa, a non-traditional route to stardom, a market people didn't expect to produce a global superstar. That's precisely why the slogan lands with such emotional impact. It speaks to basketball excellence and personal belief at the exact same time. The celebrity appearances weren't random casting choices either. The Kels brothers from NFL royalty, Megan Thee Stallion from hip-hop, Travis Scott from music and fashion culture, each one connects authentically to a real chapter in Caitlin Clark's meteoric rise. Different worlds, different audiences, all intersecting at the same cultural point. They were all asking the same question: can you make it from there? That's not coincidence or luck. That's cultural math. That's Nike understanding that Caitlin Clark isn't boxed into one lane or limited to one audience. When the Nike deal first surfaced publicly, most fans and media focused obsessively on a single detail: the 8-tier $28 million figure. That deal alone grabbed massive headlines and dominated sports news cycles. But what came next felt genuinely unusual. No signature shoe immediately followed. No immediate rollout. No full-scale campaign taking over screens and billboards. For Nike, a brand historically built on momentum and perfect timing, the quiet felt completely off-brand, almost unsettling. Analysts and commentators started openly questioning the move. Was Nike uncertain about their investment? Were they waiting nervously to see how Caitlin Clark adjusted to the professional WNBA level? Some industry insiders wondered if the league itself still felt too unstable or risky. On the surface, the silence looked like doubt or hesitation. But with Nike, silence often sends the clearest message. When they pause, it's usually because they're watching something much bigger form. Here's the crucial part most people completely missed. Caitlin Clark's injury didn't weaken Nike's confidence. It actually reinforced it and validated their entire strategy. When she was out, sidelined, and unable to play, viewership dropped dramatically across the league. When she came back to the court, numbers jumped right back up immediately. That clear pattern told Nike something absolutely critical about their investment. This wasn't fleeting interest driven by temporary hype cycles or media buzz. This was genuine reliance. The league didn't just gain marginal benefits from her being on the court. It visibly responded and struggled when she wasn't there. That difference matters tremendously, especially with the WNBA facing serious uncertainty ahead. CBA negotiations looming, fan frustration building, real, substantive questions surrounding the stability of the 2026 season and beyond. The league is going to desperately need consistency, sustained momentum, and a compelling reason for fans to stay locked in and engaged. Timing matters as much as raw talent in professional sports. Nike understands that complex landscape better than anyone, and Caitlin Clark may be the only figure strong enough, influential enough, to cut through all that noise and uncertainty.